This is your Saturday's news package, weekend report on the Nigerian Television Authority, Nta Ilorin. Good evening and welcome. I am Kehinde Omolosho. An outlook of tonight's package. World's biggest Muslim tent in Saudi Arabia has been closed, signifying end of this year's Hajj. We have a review of some reports that made headlines during the week. Our focus tonight will be on the lessons of Eid al-Kabir and the 2023 Durbar, plus updates from the world of entertainment and sports. All this and more shortly. Do stay tuned. The world's biggest Muslim tent, which hosts more than 2 million Muslim pilgrims in Saudi Arabia, has been closed, signifying the end of this year's Hajj. Correspondent Usman Aliyu reports that President Bola Tinubu sent a delegation which interacted with the pilgrims at Muna before moving out.
The last day of Hajj, a day for the completion of rites, the symbolic throwing of pebbles at a pillar where Satan tries but failed to tempt Prophet Ibrahim. While in Muna, pilgrims exchanged views with officials from Saudi government and the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria on challenges at the tent with a view to make amendments in the future.
And again, here in Saudi Arabia, we are already talking to get lease for vehicles, buses. We intend to buy the CNG-powered buses, about 100, so that our pilgrims will not suffer anymore.
We are aware of some of the challenges which cut across. One of is the tent, which is not enough for the pilgrims. The second is time to time, the food that does not come either in time, is not the food Nigerians are used to. Of course, we have deliberated with those who are our landlord. That is, those who are in charge of the tent, who also are in charge of the food.
A delegation sent by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, led by the Nigeria's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Yahya Lawal, extend the goodwill of the president to the pilgrims. The president assured the pilgrims that the next exercise will be improved and enjoin them to continue praying for Nigeria and ensure good conduct while in the Holy Land.
So we count on your understanding. The president looks forward to this. Please remember your country in your prayers.
While formally declaring closed the Hajj 2023, the Saudi government said henceforth the tent allocation in Muna will be based on countries that come first to select sites based on the number of their contingents. In Makkah, Usman Aliyu, NTA News.
We now take some reports that made headlines during the week. Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has presented a second-class staff of office to the Onijagbo of Ijagbo in Oyun local government area, Oba Sharafaddin Buhari Babalola I. Raliat Ibrahim reports that the governor urged the monarch to promote development and peace in his domain.
Presenting the second-class staff of office to the new monarch, Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak employed Oba Sharafaddin Babalola to be fair to his subjects and be a bridge builder. He reiterated his administration's commitment to the welfare of traditional institutions for the betterment of the people.
In partnership with our traditional rulers and other stakeholders, our government will continue to ensure that every community strives and enjoys the benefit of good governance. On this note, I congratulate the new Onijagbo of Ijagbo and the great people of this community for this seamless transition.
The community appreciates speedy appointment of a new Onijagbo after the death of the last Onijagbo September last year. The new monarch, Oba Sharafaddin Buhari Babalola I, expressed gratitude to the people of Ijagbo and the Kwara state government for his appointment. He promised to foster unity in Ijagbo community.
Ijagbo is one united, determined people, ready for progress and rapid development. I wish to assure Your Excellency and the people of Ijagbo that I shall work for the progress of the town and its people. I will work for unity, peace, and harmony of the entire community.
The new Onijagbo of Ijagbo, Oba Sharafaddin Buhari Babalola I, an estate manager, was born in 1967 and succeeds late Oba Salahuddin Fagbemi Obebe II, who died last year. Raliat Ibrahim, Nta News.
Also during the week, the Deputy Chief Imam of Ilorin, Sheikh Abdulhamid, admonished Muslims to be steadfast in prayers and be their brother's keeper. He gave the admonition at this year's Eid al-Kabir prayers held at the Ilorin Heat Prayer Ground. The report. Eid al-Kabir commemorates the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to Allah's command. Deputy Chief Imam of Ilorin, Sheikh Abdulhamid, in a sermon after the 2 rakat supererogatory prayers, advised the worshippers to imbibe the spirit of obedience and sacrifice to Almighty Allah. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurazak's charge to people of the state is to be prayerful and embrace peace so that the state can be developed.
Let's be our brother's keeper. We all have hope in this country, and this country is going to be high.
The Almighty Allah has given us the opportunity to see today, and we continue to pray that the Almighty Allah should give us the benefit and accept our sacrifice.
It is time to be grateful for all the blessings we receive. It is time to hope for more blessings in the future. It is time to pray for peace and tranquility in our nation.
We expect Muslims to be obedient, to be prayerful, and to be cautious of what they are doing and righteous in all aspects of their endeavor.
Try as much as possible to be pious, to be patient during and after the Eid al-Adha.
We must pray for our leaders. We must pray for our country. We must pray for our families so that at the end of the day, we shall have a country of our dream.
To conduct ourselves in a peaceful manner. We should not inconvenience other people. It's a time of celebration, and we should just preach peace to everyone in the state.
The prayer was attended by Muslim Ummah from within and around Ilorin metropolis. The symbolic slaughter of the ram climaxed the Eid prayer. The annual Doba celebration by the people of Ilorin Emirate Council has been held, bringing together sons and daughters to fraternize. Abdulwahid Bibiri has the report.
The palace of the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sule Gambari, usually wear a new look during the Eid al-Kabir celebration with beautiful decorations to showcase Salah and Doba celebrations. The 5th edition of the Doba celebration was unique both in style and organization. Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sule Gambari led other traditional title chiefs, community leaders, members of the royal family, and the people enroute major streets of Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. The royal fluters were armed with their different musical instruments, displaying their God-given talent throughout the period of the horse procession. Kakakin, Bembe, Alikaita were displayed by the traditional fluters to the admiration of the people, while the local hunters occasionally fired their ding guns into the air to herald the emir's presence. Each of the groups following the monarch on the procession can be easily identified based on their signposts, attires, and costumes. The royal father intermittently stopped on the journey to acknowledge cheers from his subject who had stayed on the street to have a glimpse of the horse ride and the emir. A cross-section of people in an interview described the annual Doba as an avenue to showcase the rich cultural values of the people of Ilorin Emirate.
This Grand Doba consists of not only riding horses, we show our culture, our heritage, our value.
The Doba is an historical thing. It has been going on since time immemorial. It's an opportunity for us to showcase our culture.
And here say this story about Ilorin. So that's why I came here.
The assemblage of this Doba shows the unique future and qualities of the people of Ilorin Emirate Council.
Doba is an occasion, is the opportunity to celebrate our culture, make everybody happy around town.
For participants in the 5th edition of the annual Doba celebration by the people of Ilorin Emirate Council and residents of Ilorin, the memories will linger on for a very long time. Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA. The Palace of
You're welcome to the discussion segment of Weekend Report. Our topic of discuss tonight is lessons of Eid al-Kabir and the 2023 Durbar. My guest is in the studio and is Professor Hassan Salih. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Let's start this way.
Okay.
Sacrifice is the main theme of the recently celebrated Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha, also known as Eid al-Kabir.
Okay.
What is your view on sacrifice as a Muslim and the Nigerian political scientist?
You see, there are certain basic things that we need to understand about the last festival, Islamic festival that was just held. And one of the things is promise. When a man makes a promise, it's expected of him to fulfill it. The prophet Ibrahim made a promise to God, and he tried to fulfill it. That's what you are referring to as sacrifice. But something preceded the sacrifice, and that thing that preceded was the promise that if you should give me a son, I will slaughter him for you. But when the time came, God miraculously sent Angel Jibril to appear on the scene and then replace Ismail with a ram. Meaning that when you make a promise, please try to keep the promise. I'm going to sacrifice so and so. Please go ahead and do sacrifice, especially if it's towards God, not towards some other negative directions.
All right, sir. Patriotism, sacrifice, as you said, and nation building. Is there a relationship in these concepts?
Yes. The two of them are related or interrelated one way or the other. For you to build a nation, both the leader and the led are expected to make sacrifices one way or the other, because you cannot attain a level preferable to you without making some effort at attaining it. Patriotism is something that comes. I always tell people it's not something that is just hanging in the air. It has a foundation. If you ask me to make a sacrifice, I will be prepared to make it once I know that we are headed towards a good direction. But in most cases, especially in Nigeria, when we are asked to make sacrifice, we will do the sacrifice, but nothing will come at the end of the day. And that's why the level of patriotism in Nigeria is very low.
All right, sir. As a political scientist, do you think religious play any significant role in the political life of citizens of this country?
As a Muslim, I don't think you can consider the life of any citizen outside his religious belief. I am a Muslim, I believe in God. So there's no way you remove my religious being away from physical being. I've just corrected a paper that was sent to me about matter and soul/spirit. A man is a matter as well as spirit. So you cannot leave the spirit, that is the spiritual aspect you are talking about, out of a man and concentrate on the physical being. It won't work. The physical being will get decomposed sometime while the soul will go to where it has come from. So we have to balance the two, blend the two together, spirit and matter.
All right, sir. Culture is said to be dynamic. What do you think generated the revival of the Ilorin Durbar in its new form from 2018?
I wish I know it, but I will try. I will try. You see, the world is moving and is expanding. There's what we call dynamism. There's what we know as society. No society is ever static. It's keep moving. And in 2018, I think it must have occurred to our referee that look, there will be need to bring up a program, in a new program that will bring everybody together and make it part of the Salah celebration. It's a mixture of culture and religion. Durbar is essentially cultural, but it's taking place during the festival period. So that means that we can't separate the two. The essence of it is to bring everybody together to celebrate with the Emir, so that that bond of friendship, that bond of brotherhood in us will be stronger.
All right, sir. During the Eid al-Adha, you are expected, after you have slaughtered your ram, to share with people around you. Now, that culture, how has it helped in making us our brother's keeper?
Well, we have something we call aspirational goal. The fact that it has not been attained does not mean that we should jettison it. It's a goal that we aspire to attain one day. But you cannot be your brother's keeper without certain foundational issues. The economic situation where this thing you have talked about is playing the desired role, the living condition there is different from what we experience in Nigeria. That you have given me a ram may not solve all my problem. Those of us who kill ram, by now we are only getting the remnant in our various houses. So that festival is gone. But the lesson that it contains, I think we are expected to live with. And the lesson is that, please, whenever you see a ram, think about God. I bought a few of them for Salah, and I was watching them 5 days ago, giving them food, and Wednesday, Thursday, they were no more. They obey God. God has asked the ram to make themselves submissive to human beings. We don't have the power over them, but it is God's commandment that we are following. When the Salah was coming, they were talking about a ram selling for 250, 3,000 naira. Everybody was scared, was afraid. Will I be able to kill? Will I not be able to kill? But those God had asked or had approved that they will kill, we succeeded in killing. One way or the other, we got the money to kill the ram in fulfillment of our religious obligation. That obligation, the Salah has gone, but the lesson it contains are still with us. And that's why I'm here, to tell people that it's Salah that has gone, but being honest, being faithful, keeping the commandment of God have not gone. They are still part of our daily lives. So everybody must remember that that festival came about to remind us about certain things that happen, and that this world we are in, when we finish, we go to another world. Therefore, make sure that you allow the present to guide your future.
All right, sir, let's get back to the Durbar. How can Durbar promote social harmony and economic prosperity?
And Kwara State on Ilorin.
In Ilorin, to start with.
You see, we have just revived it in the last, how many years? 5 years.
5 years, sir.
I believe as we go along, there will be suggestions how to make it more enduring legacy in or heritage in our society. For now, I don't think I can come up with any suggestion, but I know there are well-resourced persons on the issue of Durbar. I think when the time comes, they will put their heads together and come up with suggestions how to improve it.
All right, sir. You talked about honesty in nation building. How can it help improve the nation? Honesty, especially by us, the citizens, and our leaders.
Honesty as its environmental context is if you are talking about the nation, it's not an abstract. It's something that is erected on something. How well is society organized? What are the leaders doing? Are they motivating citizens or discouraging them? If you are honest, what is the perspective of society? Would they say you are a madman? You are made a minister or commissioner and you are still driving your old cars. What's wrong with your head? Nigeria will say so. So in a corrupt society, in a decadent society, having people that are half honesty will be very difficult.
So how can we change this orientation?
For me, I always start with the leadership. So I'm aware that followership have their own blame too, but I want to say that the leader who have access to our resources are the people who are supposed to lead. But if they have access to our resources and they don't want to follow, they don't want to chart a course that we can follow, then there's a problem. So when at the Chinese Fab say, if something is going to happen to somebody, start from the head. So leaders are the biggest problem we have in Nigeria. They have not been too faithful. They have not been too sincere with Nigerians. Nigerians are not difficult to rule if our leaders are very sincere.
So what can we do to ensure we get about sincerity and honesty from our leaders?
Well, the immediate thing I want to say is that all of us should show more interest in politics. We should show more interest in politics, because if you keep away from politics, at the end of the day, those of them that you may not want to lead you will eventually lead you. So, but if all of us are keen, I'm not saying all of us want to be governors, we want to be presidents, but at least pay attention to the happenings on the political scene, so that if there's any need to intervene and effect correction, you can do it. But by the time you distance yourself from it, then those who are on the stage will keep on doing whatever they want to do. And I always say that the havoc that is taking place on the political scene is very disastrous and destructive for a nation. So politics is something we should all pay attention to.
All right, sir. We'd like to sincerely thank you very much for coming on the program. We do hope when next we call on you, avail yourself.
Yes, I will come. I will come. No problem.
Weekend Report will continue after this break. Please stay tuned.
The pain of war knows no tribe or religion. War engulfs everyone, rich or poor. Homes are destroyed, emptied by the darkness of war. During war, everybody loses, nobody wins. The innocent pays the price of our ego with their blood. They are badly affected by a decision they didn't make. Dialogue is the only way out. We are stronger together, we should never separate. We are one Nigeria. Our oneness, our strength, our beauty.
You're welcome back. And moving on to entertainment news. More DH is back with two singles that showcase his signature and sound and serves as a testament to his artistic versatility. Tanitolu Agbayin has details of this and more from the world of entertainment.
Mora DH, the alternative Afrobeat singer, songwriter and producer, is thrilled to announce the release of his highly anticipated two-track drop featuring the tracks La Familia and On Me. He has built a loyal fan base through his previous releases, including Too Soft, Yeye Money, and a collaboration with Black Bones called WAP. With the release of these two highly anticipated tracks, he has set to further cement his position as one of the most exciting new acts in the alternative Afrobeat scene. KC, the acclaimed Nigerian singer and songwriter, is back with a bang as he releases his highly anticipated third single of the year titled Oja Ginger. Following the success of his previous releases, Dum Dum featuring Skibby and the nationwide hit Oje Piano, KC continues to showcase his musical prose with his latest track. Tanitolua Agboyin, NTA News.
And our sports. Super Eagles and Napoli striker Victor Osimhen has been ranked 8th best player of the 2022-2023 European season in the second edition of the Marca Top 100 Awards. Abdulwahid Bibire has details of this and more on Sports Updates.
Marca is the list that ranked the best players of the season after the vote of 115 journalists, former players, former coaching, And in Flensburg, Major League Soccer club Minnesota United have announced the signing of Nigerian forward Emmanuel Iwe. The contract makes the player the very first player to sign a first deal with the Loons. Meanwhile, the Black Stallions of Nigeria have moved up 13 places in the latest Rugby Sevens ranking released by Rugby Africa. The Black Stallions jump up from 24th in Africa to 11th in the latest ranking released by Rugby Africa. England midfielder Declan Rice is close to sealing a transfer move to Premier League club Arsenal this summer transfer window. Arsenal will disburse £105 million for the player's services. Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA News.
The fida for the repose of the soul of the late chief accountant of the Nigerian Television Authority, Ilorin, Salman Uthman, has been held at his family house mosque, Isali Aluko, in Ilorin. At the fida, an Islamic scholar, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Shehu Eleja, reminded Muslims that death is inevitable and stressed the need for the faithful to always worship Allah and be of a good virtue. Hamad Fulani reports.
Sympathizers, including relatives of the deceased, his colleagues in the NTA, and members of IEDPU converged on his family house mosque to pay their last respect and offer prayers for the repose of his soul. One of the Islamic scholars at the Fidao, Alhaji Abdul Salam Al-Fanla Ayeno, led others to ask for Allah's forgiveness for the late chief accountant and head of finance of NTA, Ilorin. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. In a brief sermon, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Shehu Eleja commended the deceased's selfless service and contributions to his community and charged his relatives and other faithful to also be known with good attributes. Some of his family members and colleagues are still in shock about his untimely exit, describing him as a devout Muslim and community man.
Within the IEDPU, we can see his efforts. He was the chairman of the Central Zone, and the Central Zone comprised of the entire Emirates within here and outside.
A forthright person, a very thorough person. Haji Usman is very, very humble to his faults. He values services to God. May Allah have mercy on his soul, and may he comfort his immediate family and the NTA Ilorin family as a whole.
He's always a kind of person that educates us on how to live our life, and he's a role model, he's a mentor, he's someone that gave us a pace that we could actually build on.
Alhaji Salman Uthman joined the services of NTA in 2010 and served in the finance department of both NTA Ogbomoso and NTA Ilorin. Until his death, he was the chief accountant and head of finance department of NTA Ilorin, as well as member of NTA Ilorin 2023 Ramadan Committee. He also served in different capacities in the Ilorin Emirate Descendant Progressive Union, IEDPU. Ahmad Fulani, NTA News.
May his gentle soul rest in peace. And that report concludes our package on Weekend Report. Good evening.
For more news and programs, you can visit our website on www.ntailorin.com.ng. Download the NTA Ilorin app from Google Play Store on your Android devices. You can also watch our news on NTA Ilorin YouTube channel.